Hello. Today we're going to go over what I went over in class, the Reader's Response Journal Expectations, also known as RRJ. So an RRJ is worth 100 points, and it is counted as a reading assignment in your overall average. And reading assignments make up 40% of your overall average. So this is an important assignment. Each entry that you have is worth 20 points. So if you choose not to do an entry, that's going to impact your grade as well. So this is just a reminder of what the expectations are. So our first thing, I need to know what you're reading about. What is the title of your book, and who is the author of your book? You're going to underline the title, make sure you have a capital W or a capital letter there. You are going to capitalize the author's name because that's a proper noun. And at the end of your reading, you'll include how many pages you have read. But you won't know how many pages you have read until after you've read for 30 minutes. So this is worth 2 points. During the 30 minutes, an average reader will probably read between 8 to 12 pages, depending on your reading. Sorry, went ahead. I'm looking for you to read as much as you can fluently in that 30 minutes. And then as we progress throughout the year, you should see an increase in your reading. The next part is your prediction. The prediction is worth 5 points. Good readers make predictions prior to reading and while they're reading. So you are going to make a prediction before you start reading, and then one while you're reading or one after you're done reading. And this mini anchor chart goes over what a prediction is. A prediction is a guess about what will happen next in the story, and you use clues from the text to help make that prediction. The next part is questioning the text. Now, good readers always question the text, and there are 4 types of questions, which we went over as the QAR strategy: question, answer, and relationship. So there's questions that are right there in the passage, questions that you have to think and search, questions about the author and yourself, and questions that you create on your own. So as you dive into the text, we want to ask as many questions as we can. What are those questions that are going on through your brain? Write those questions down. Write down teacher-like questions. Think about the text. So in order to receive the full 7 points, I'm looking for in-depth, good questions, between 5 to 8 questions. All right. Next is unfamiliar vocabulary. We've been talking about what it means to clarify. Clarifying is seeking understanding. You as a reader don't understand something, you identify it as something that it confuses you. Now you need to clarify what it means. It might be a phrase, it might be a word. So you're going to use the strategy for context clues and clarification to determine what those words are. So just like we do on our Tuesday terms, you're going to reread the word in the sentence. You're going to look to see if there's any context clues. You're going to think about what you think the meaning is. And then I'm going to have you go to the Learner's Dictionary and actually write the definition of the word. So it should look just like when you do Tuesday terms. You should have 3 to 5 vocab words. If you have too many, the book is too hard for you and you need to stop and go get a new book. Or if you have no words, then the book is too easy and you need to go and look for a new book. So this is what a completed entry would look like. You have your title, your author. This was an example I did in class. So this was only 10 minutes of reading. I read only 1 page because I was modeling the thought process behind doing a reader's response entry. So I gave my prediction, I have my questions, and then I have my vocabulary. This was the second read that I did to the class. Again, I have my title, my author, how many pages I read. I only read for 10 minutes. I'm asking for you all to read 30 minutes. I have my questions and I have the words that I thought were challenging. So this is what 2 entries look like. So now if I want to go to my 3rd entry, I have to be in the edit form in order to edit this document. And when I double click on the box I'm going to again write the title. I'll highlight it and underline it. I'm going to write the author. Again, capital letters. Now I don't know what I've read yet, how many pages I've read yet. So I'm going to start reading the next section, which is How I Came to Life. So based on the title, How I Came to Life, I predict that we are going to learn about August's birth. Let's see if I'm right. I like when Mom tells a story because it makes me laugh so much. It's not funny in the way a joke is funny, but when Mom tells it, V and I just start cracking up. So when I was in my mom's stomach, no one had any idea I would come out looking the way I look. So again, my question here, how does August look? I'm going to write that in here. Okay, I'm really curious at this point. What does August look like? All right. Mom had had Via 4 years before, and that had been such a walk in the park. Walk in the park. That's a good one. I'm going to put that over here because it's a phrase that I need to interpret. Walk in the park. Mom's expression, that there was no reason to run any special tests. About 2 months before I was born, the doctors realized there was something wrong with my face, but they didn't think it was going to be bad. They told Mom and Dad I had a cleft palate and some other stuff going on. They called it small anomalies. Okay, 2 words I don't know. Cleft palate and anomalies. There was 2 nurses in the delivery room the night I was born. One was very nice and sweet. The other one, Mom said, did not seem at all nice or sweet. She had very big arms, and here comes the funny part. She kept farting. Like, she'd bring Mom some ice chips and then fart. She'd check Mom's blood pressure and fart. Mom says it was unbelievable because the nurse didn't even say, "Excuse me." Meanwhile, Mom's regular doctor wasn't on duty that night. So Mom got stuck with the cranky kid doctor she and Dad named Doggy after some old TV show or something. They didn't actually call him that to his face, but Mom says that even though everyone in the room was kind of grumpy, Dad kept making her laugh all night long. All right, so I'm going to I'm going to make a connection here. So growing up, my parents would tell me my birth story. It wasn't funny though. I wonder why the nurse kept farting. Did she know she was farting? It's kind of funny. All right, I'm going to keep going. When I came out of my mom's stomach, she said the whole room got very quiet. Mom didn't even get a chance to look at me because the nice nurse immediately rushed me out of the room. Dad was in such a hurry to follow her that he dropped the video camera, which broke into a million pieces. And then Mom got very upset and tried to get out of bed to see where they were going. But the farting nurse put her very big arm on Mom to keep her down in the bed. They were practically fighting. All right, I'm going to put practically over here. Because Mom was hysterical. I'm going to put hysterical. And the farting nurse was yelling at her to calm down, and then they both started screaming for the doctor, but guess what? He had fainted. Oh my goodness. I'm going to write in here. Fainted. So the doctor fainted. How would I feel if I was in surgery and my doctor fainted. All right. Right on the floor. So when the farting nurse saw that he had fainted, she started pushing him with her foot to get him to wake up, yelling at him the whole time, "What kind of doctor are you? What kind of doctor are you? Get up, get up." And then all of a sudden she let out the biggest, largest, smelliest fart in the history of farts. Mom thinks it was actually the fart that finally woke the doctor up. Anyway, when Mom tells this story, she acts it out all the parts, including the farting noises. And it is so, so, so funny. Mom says that the farting nurse turned out to be a nice woman. She stayed with Mom at the whole time, didn't leave her side even after Dad came back and the doctors told them how sick I was. Mom remembers exactly what the nurse whispered in her ear when the doctor told her, "I probably wouldn't have lived through the night. Everyone born of God overcometh the world." So I'll put overcometh here. And I'm going to write what was so wrong with August that they didn't think he would survive. And the next day after I had lived through the night, it was the nurse who held Mom's hand when they brought her to meet me for the first time. Mom says by then they had told her about me. She had been preparing herself for the seeing of me. But she says that when she looked down into the tiny mushed up face for the first time, all she could see was how pretty my eyes were. Mom is beautiful, by the way, and Dad is very handsome. Via is pretty, in case you were wondering. Right, so I am done with that. Now I'm going to go back, walk in the park. It's a phrase, it's idiom, meaning it is easy. Cleft palate, I'm going to look that one up. I'm going to go to the Learner's Dictionary because I don't really know what that means. Hopefully it's in here. Cleft palate. A split in the roof of the mouth of somebody who's born. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to put it in right in there. Perfect. Anomalies. I think something not normal. Let's look it up. Something that is unusual or unexpected. All right. I'm going to take that. I'm going to copy it, paste it in my journal. Practically. So something almost happening. I'll look it up. Almost or nearly. I was pretty much right. So it's not letting me copy it. Almost or nearly. Running out of room here. And I have more words in here because there are some health words in here, and I included idiom, figurative language one in here. So hysterical, extreme uncontrolled emotion. Put that in there. And overcometh. It's not in here. So I just think it's overcome, like survive, beat it. I think that's what I'm gonna write. So I only read. Now again, I'm reading a lot less than my expectations are for you because I'm just trying to model it. So I read pages 6 and 7, and I read for, I would say, 10 minutes. I don't really know. So that's a completed journal. That would be worth 20. Now I can make another prediction. I'm just going to take a quick look at the title ahead of me, ahead of this one, Christopher's house. So we're going to learn about I think we will learn about August's friend Christopher. Okay. And that's all. That's what a journal would look like, a completed journal. So at this point I have 1, 2, 3 completed entries. And if I received all the points on it, that's 60 points right there out of my 100. So I would have 2 more to complete in order to receive 100. And that is all. Please message me if you have any questions.